This is the only Modern Dayfarer Active Sling Pack review that you'll ever need to watch. And if this is not the sling for you, you're gonna wanna watch the whole video and stick around to the end, where I'll make some alternative suggestions for slings that I think might better suit your needs. Let's kick off the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling review by talking about the gist. This is a pretty big sling, and I kind of feel like it might be better suited as a backpack. But let's go over some of the primary features. We've got, as always with Modern Dayfarer, next level materials and hardware. It's a roll top style sling that has a unique zipper access to get into the main compartment, plenty of pockets and organization, 2 water bottle pockets, and a tech compartment that is big enough for a laptop. What size laptop? I'll get to that in just a minute. It's advertised as 16 liters, but I'd say it's a very, very, very tight 16 liters. It feels more like 12 or 13 to me. It currently comes in one color option, black. The weight is not specified on the website, so let's see what it comes out to. 0.9 kg, AKA 2 pounds. This is the sling when it's empty, and this is the sling when it's packed out. And I'm gonna fill it up throughout this entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. This is the sling when worn on me. For reference, I'm 5'8". And for all you see before you, as of recording, this sling runs around $190 US. And if at any point in this review you're thinking to yourself, 190 for that sling, holy moly, that's a deal, it's a steal, I'm in, I'm gonna buy one. And you're gonna make a purchase. We do ask that you do so using the first link in the description. The reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which we greatly appreciate, thank you. All right, let's start by talking about the front of the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling. First, let's talk about the logo, and notice there is none, which is a baller move by Modern Dayfarer. You gotta have a lot of confidence in your product not to slap a logo on there. Next up, materials. Because one of the most dominant aspects of this bag is this outer material, especially for the front. This is an X-Pack material. Now, X-Pack is the material that sailboats use for their sailcloth, which means the material is highly weather resistant, and it looks dope. From there, let's talk about these 2 zips right here. Now, it should be noted that all the zips on this bag, I assume, are YKK. Oh yeah, you best believe YKK makes the best zips in the game. And just as importantly, all these zips, as you can see all around here, are PU coated, which means they're polyurethane. I can never pronounce it, but it just means that, yet again, weather resistance, right? So if you're looking for a sling that has a of durability, and when you get caught in the rainstorm, your gear will stay dry. Yet again, YKK PU coated zips. We got these little zipper pulls right here. It gives you a little bit extra pull, a little extra leverage. One on each side. And one thing to know about this bag is just how perfectly symmetrical it is, right? Every pocket is mirrored on the other side. That includes the water bottle pockets. That even includes the back hidden wallet pockets, right? There's usually one of these on each bag, but Modern Dayfarer is like, I don't give a if you're lefty, if you're righty. This bag is going to cater to your needs. And I think the symmetry and the balance is quite nice. And these PU coated zips also help to give an aesthetic, very modern, very techy, in line with that whole Matrix feel. But interesting thing about this front compartment is just sort of runs through like that. So you can get access to this compartment with either side. And there's not much internal organization except for a couple of mesh pockets in the bottom. We got this little guy and then a bigger pocket on the other side. So a pocket like this is gonna be great for quick access, right? Because you're wearing the sling and when you need something, you just slide it over, give it an unzip, and grab what you need. So for those reasons, I'm going to put what fits in the pocket, which it seems to be a good spot for a cell phone on one side. And this little pocket seems ideal for a pen. So I'll go ahead and put that right there. Yeah, you're good for a pen. 2 pens could fit there. But you might be one of those people who are like, Aaron, I would never put my phone in my bag. I get these comments all the time. What, are you crazy for putting your phone in your bag? And it's like, okay, A, calm down, but B, I do see what you're saying. So I'll put some snacks in there, maybe some tissues, AirPods. And you can see we got some organization. And then on the bottom of this part, we got these lash points right here. And notice that there's 2 here and 2 on the bottom. And what these are for is you can buy Modern Dayfarer's add-on, these little straps, right? You can connect them to the bottom and therefore carry things externally on the bottom of your bag. It's not super big base for carrying things, but I think a tripod in particular, maybe some gym stuff, that's what you'd want to put there. Now on the front of the bag, we sort of have the entire access to the main compartment, but that seems more of a conversation for the middle, so let's transition into the middle of the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling. So behind this sort of quick access compartment, we have these two zips right here. And these two zips, I love what Modern Dayfarer did here with these zipper pulls because it's innovative and it's a little bit different to get to. So instead of grabbing these things, you got these zip pulls and it makes it super easy to get in. And you see that quick, like, lightning fast access. I really like that. And then voila, we're into the main compartment. Now I'm gonna sort of be all over the place as I'm talking about this because I want to explain why I like it so much. Because let's talk about roll tops for a second. Roll tops, in my opinion, are the coolest looking backpacks style out there. They just look mean. They look hip and like, I'm cool. I don't know, just roll tops look awesome. But where roll tops have this aesthetic awesomeness to them, they're a functional nightmare sometimes. Because you gotta roll to get inside the bag and there's usually a clip, so you gotta clip and unroll and then you're like looking in. That is annoying. So what Modern Dayfarer said is, hey, this is the pack from the Matrix, and the Matrix were very progressive. And then you have the access to the main compartment there, so when you don't wanna like do the roll dance, you don't got it, you're in. But before we talk about the main compartment in its entirety, let's just talk about that roll top, which you can see right here is connected, or I would say secured by this Fidlock buckle. Fidlock, like YKK, makes the best hardware in the game, and they just literally make magnets that do magnet things. And they make the best freaking magnets. This is a very common piece of Fidlock hardware. You see it on a lot of bags, a lot of brands. It's heavy, but it's durable, looks sick, it's in line with the whole Matrix vibe, and it's super easy to unlock. And it goes so satisfyingly and securely back into place. And then when you want to get into the bag via the roll top, you just go ahead and undo the Fidlock and you get in via that way. Either way works. I would probably end up using this compartment most of the time, especially to grab things on the bottom of the bag. But if you just want to shove like a sweater on top or like maybe some big bulky headphones, that's what this is for too, and it's secured with a magnet. Let's sort of pull it all together, and I'm gonna start loading out the main compartment so you can see kind of what I'm talking about with those two entrance points. So I got a bunch of stuff here. Let's try and pack this thing out to see exactly how big it is, because it's advertised as 16 liters, but you'll see what I'm saying as to where it feels a little bit tighter than that. So in this main compartment, we have this waterproof, plasticky sort of material right here. It's kind of like, looks like a mesh, but it's not. It's actually plastic with a YKK PU coated zip, so very waterproof. Good spot for, I think, like tech things. So I'm gonna put my Kindle in there, keep it nice and dry just in case. Maybe a backup battery as well. Don't wanna overpack it, just a few tech things. Good to go. And then in the main compartment, there's no additional organization, just this sort of like sleeve back here. Might be a good spot for a jacket. Just so you have it organized there. You know, my jacket is always in the back sleeve. I'm an organized person. How about you? Like, do you have like a designated thing for every single pocket or compartment in your bag? I always do. Then I can just freaking like eyes closed, half asleep, know exactly where everything is. Let me know in the comments below how organized you are with your pack. But you can see we're decking it out. I'm gonna throw tech pouch in there at the bottom, umbrella on one side, laptop stand. Will you fit on the other side? Kinda, sorta, maybe. Oh yeah, we got lift off, that works. I'm gonna put a notebook in there. I always bring a moleskin everywhere I go. Big old bulky Sony headphones. And I'll throw a tote in there as well. And I'm gonna throw a little tripod as well. Let's really deck it out. So you can see sort of what this front pocket compartment is bringing to the table. Quick access, right? Because if I wanted to grab this moleskin notebook and I had to go from the top, F me. But instead, you can see everything is accessible through here. And then from the top, we still have access, right? So that's sort of the 1-2 punch of this sling, is that you can wear it as such. And if you wanna get into the main compartment, yet again, quick access. It's not just limited to these pockets and these pockets, it's the whole frickin' sling. But then if you wanna grab things from the top of the bag via roll top, just wanna grab your Sony headphones real fast, you don't wanna open that out, risk things falling out, you do that, you're good to go. Now, I say this is around 12 liters, it feels like, to 13. I could be wrong, I'm just telling you what it feels like, not the scientific measurements, but the good thing with a roll top is there's always a little bit of space at the top. So maybe if you're fully expanded, like so, right? Put extra clothes on the top, then you might be at 16 liters. And the way that you can accommodate that is actually you can loosen the buckle, right? To make sure that you are in a larger capacity mode, and I'd say that's probably closer to 16 liters for sure. A couple more notes on the middle. On either side, we have this zip pocket here and a water bottle pocket. And these are the exact same on either side, except for one thing, is that the left side has a keyring solution. So let's go ahead and deck these pockets out. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what will fit in these pockets. Let's test it out. Obviously, keyring going right here. Yet again, loving the quick access of this pocket, because grabbing your keys has never been easier, has never been faster. Yet again, rocking the sling. You get home, swing the bag over, keys directly here. You don't even have to take them off, which I love. You just like crouch. Now for this guy, without the key ring, it's not really big enough for your glasses. Actually, it kind of is. All right, so I threw Miss Sunny's in this pocket, and they fit really well. Now, the protection of this pocket, I think, is going to be a little bit in question. You know, if you got a really expensive pair of glasses, maybe don't put them there. But I got some cheap-ass fake Ray-Bans, so I really don't care about them too much, to be honest. In fact, I kind of want them to break so I can splurge on a pair of Warby Parkers again. And then let's talk water bottle pocket. I got a few different size water bottles here. Let's see what fits. The thinnest is my Lark 17 ounce. You can see. Woo. A little too much caffeine this morning. You can see that it fits with a ton of room to spare. A quick note on these water bottle pockets, love the material. This is like a stretchy, silky, bonded, lycra-y material. It feels great, it looks great. I do question the long-term durability of a water bottle pocket like this. Short-term, you're gonna be fine. Mid-term should be good, but long-term, it could end up scratching perhaps, or the elasticity could end up sort of losing its tightness over time. But for now, you can see the water bottle, the 17 ounce, fits perfectly. I got a 22 ounce Columbia water bottle. Let's fit that on the other side, just to test it out. Oh yeah. Now obviously, when water bottles are in there, it's gonna f with the aesthetic ever so slightly, or a lot. But you know, these are the things that you have to do if you wanna stay hydrated. Let's test out this guy. How big are you? 1,000 milliliter, which is this many ounces. Will it fit? It does, barely. That took a little bit extra oomph. We got it in there. But the good news is that if you don't carry 2 water bottles like a sane person like myself, you can use this pocket for other things, small umbrella, or I like to just kind of keep my phone in these pockets sometimes. I know people are freaking out. Why do you keep your phone in there? What if you, I get it. But sometimes it's just nice to keep my phone in there because I hate my pockets. Okay, that was a bigger section. Let's wrap it up by talking about the back of the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling. We got a top handle right here, well padded. This is good for holding your bag for extended periods of time if you want to just kind of carry it like this, or you could hang it up if you're somewhere where you can actually hang the bag. Now, one cool thing that a lot of slings don't have, and it's because this is not really a sling, it's like a backpack where they just chopped the 2 straps off and put one in the middle instead, but whatever. One thing that most slings don't have that this one does is a laptop sleeve. How big of a laptop can it fit though? It says on the website, up to a 14-inch laptop, so in theory, my 13-inch MacBook Pro should fit with room to spare, and it fits. I don't know about the room to spare part though. Yeah, you should be able to get a 14 in there. I can't say for sure, but I think a 14 is gonna be tight. But if you got the 13-inch MacBook Pro or a 13-inch in general, it'll be good to go. YKKPU coated zip, extra weather resistance, very important for your laptop holder. Really good padding there. A little bit of a false bottom. It kind of comes to about right here. False bottoms are good because in case you drop your bag, it just sort of protects. I'm making a lot of noise today. I'm quite rambunctious. It protects the laptop from hitting the ground in those more rambunctious times of your life. Oh, and one thing to note that I forgot to mention with the main compartment is that Modern Dayfarer uses this interior material right here, which is like a ripstop nylon. And it's ripstop because see those squares? That literally, those squares are like sewn together in a way that stops a tear if it were to rip. And we have that in the main compartment and the laptop compartment. And it's great because it also, with this color, helps to create a highlight effect, which makes it easier to find gear in the main compartment of your bag. And you might be like, dude, that is some really nerdy. Why is this guy talking about like colors of backpacks and like the interior materials and all that stuff? Well, because let me tell you, I'm such a backpack nerd that I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually building a backpack of my own. And I'm documenting it here on the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. Yes, that's true. And on top of it, I'm actually getting the community involved. That's right, you. So if you want to sort of get a behind the scenes look of me building this backpack, see what it takes to make a premium backpack from the ground up, and help vote in some of the key features like internal color materials, internal materials in general, like all these different things. I'm leaving it up to the community to help me dictate and decide. And you can join that by using the second link in the description. That'll give you more information about the Building a Backpack project and get you on the email list. I hope to see you in your inbox. Back to this guy. Now finally, let's talk about this back panel. We'll start with the 2 pockets. You got 1, 2, like hidden wallet pockets that do not connect. So they are individual pockets, which is great and interesting. So these are great for things that you want quick access to that aren't too bulky, right? So if you got a super bulky wallet, I wouldn't recommend putting it in there because A, it's gonna be a bit tight, and B, it just might throw the feeling of the bag off a little bit, and it might hurt your back after a while. But a thinner wallet like this Frenchico wallet that I'm using should be fine. And then maybe just like a backup, I don't know, I'm just using some sandy wipes to show you the use case, but you can put anything in there. I think actually this could be a great travel sling, so it could be a good idea to have your wallet in one side passport on the other, and then you are a traveling Matrix Neo machine. Let's talk comfort. The biggest reason why I wish this was a backpack is because of the size, right? I don't mind a sling up to maybe 7 or 8 liters, but for me, I'm not gonna rock a sling that's really bigger than 10 liters, just not my personal preference. Some people do. You got some other slings out there that we'll talk about in the alternative section that are the same size, but for me, backpacks are just a bit more balanced. Having said that though, I think that Modern Dayfarer did a really good job of making this sling as comfortable as possible. Starting with this strap. Do you see how bulky this thing is, right? That's what you want in a sling this size. You don't want thin little straps that are gonna cut into you. You want a big, bulky strap that can sort of take the weight of this thing and provide a bunch of padding. Nice material, not too coarse, not too rough. And it's connected, this shoulder strap, with another fidlock, right? So the fidlock that sort of keeps the main compartment with the roll top closed does the same thing here. Awesome, because we're gonna take the sling off. It's easier than just taking it over, right? You can just sort of cut it in half, and then putting it into place is so seamless and so freaking satisfying. I love you, fidlock. Tightening or loosening the strap is a piece of cake. You can see that we have this system in place right here. And it's a really innovative system that actually has no additional dangle. So easy to tighten the sling or loosen it based on your body type and how you prefer to wear the sling. I like this nylon too. Quick little shout out to Modern Dayfarer, not doing the cheap stuff, right? I mean, this is a $200 sling, right? So if you're paying 200 bucks for it, you want just even these little things like the webbing on the shoulder strap to match the premiumness of the rest of the pack, and it does. Little things go a long way though. And then finally, for all you lefties out there, the lefties are loud. I've responded to every comment on this YouTube channel since starting it, and let me tell you, the lefties are always pissed when a bag is not perfectly suited to their needs. And the good news is, don't worry, Modern Dayfarer's got your back, not only with the pockets, perfectly ambidextrous, but also with the location of the shoulder strap. You can switch it to whatever side you want. Super easy with this little G-hook, slide it into place, clip it in, and you're good to go. And the last note on comfort is this back panel. It's ventilated, it's got a nice mesh. We got a little bit of ribbage going on there that helps with the extra ventilation, which is great because this thing's kind of big, you know? You could imagine like 2 shoulder straps popping out of this thing and for it to be a backpack. So a backpack this size, you'd like a little bit of ventilation going on for those hot, sweaty summer days. And that's exactly what this is bringing to the table. Let's talk pros and cons of the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling. Pro number 1, amazing materials. Pro number 2 is a super clean and somewhat futuristic look. And pro number 3 is the additional access right here to the main compartment. But having said that, I got a few cons with this bag. Let me tell you what they are. Con number 1, at 2 pounds for 16 liters, it is a bit heavy. Con number 2 is the pocket organization for me is sometimes a little counterintuitive. I'm not always sure what's supposed to fit where. And con number 3 is the elasticity of this water bottle holder might get loose over time. Now, if you're still here, hello. There could be a good chance that you're like, dude, I love that sling. And you're gonna make a purchase though. We do ask that you do so using the first link in the description. Remember, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel so we can keep reviewing awesome slings and backpacks like this. Thank you so much. But let's say you're not quite sold and you're like, Aaron, you mentioned some alternative recommendations that might better suit my specific needs. What are they? Alternative recommendation number 1, it's going to be the Manal roll top. This is for you if you're like, I love the whole roll top thing, but I don't want the sling as much as I thought. I'd rather have like a cool roll top backpack. And that's what the Manal roll top brings to the table. It's just kind of as mean looking and it's really cool looking and it's got some quick access to it. And to learn more about it, go ahead and navigate down to the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number 2 is going to be the Boundary Supply Errant Sling. This is for you if you love the bigger sling that can fit a laptop, but you just kind of want a different look or aesthetic. Boundary Supply, kind of futuristic, but more cyberpunk, kind of fused with an outdoorsy look. It's just a different angle, and you can learn more about the Boundary Supply Errant Sling by navigating down to the description below and finding a link to our full review. And finally, alternative recommendation number 3 is going to be the AirTech Sling 2. It's one of my favorite bags of all time. It's a great sling, but it can be worn in multiple ways. Kind of like in like backpack mode and messenger mode. It's smaller, but can still fit a laptop, and you can watch the full review here and learn whether or not it's the sling for you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below about the Modern Dayfarer Active Sling. My name's Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.